So today we'll be talking something very important, and I really do need all your opinion on this. Really, I do. So this one woman started by saying that Black African Americans, right, are not African Americans. That African Americans is what white people pin on them to kind of get them confused, that they are the true Hebrew Israelites. And I am a little bit confused because I know African Americans are people from Africa, like different places that we're taking over there. And now she is saying that it is not true, that it is what white people use so that they would know their true identity. Please, I am asking, is African Americans the Israelites? Please make me understand this, because I do not understand.
I do want to clarify too that I know that the Black people that are here in the United States now are not African. I know that. The term African American is what the white man has pinned on them. Basically, I feel to try to keep hiding their true identity. They want them to think they're African, so they won't find out who they really are. So I know, and I wanted to clarify that I know the Black people here are the true Hebrew Israelites. I know that. So let me just get that out there and clarify that. Also, something interesting that some people may not know is that actually Africans, they don't like the Black race that's over here. I know that. So let me just get that out there and clarify that. Also, something interesting that some people may not know is that actually Africans, they don't like the Black race that's over here. They don't like them. They hate them. And the only thing that conclusion that I can come to is that because the Africans know that they're the true Hebrew Israelites. They know they're the chosen people of God. So therefore they hate them. That's the only reason, the only conclusion that I can come to. So I just wanted to clarify that I do know that they are not African. Just because the white man got them from the continent that we now know as Africa doesn't make them African. Simple. I mean, that's just being honest. So like I said, just because they were brought from the continent of Africa doesn't make them African. And I wanted to read something. It's into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of Black Jewish slaves. So that shows you right there exactly how the Hebrew Israelites got into Africa. And it just reiterates my point about them not being African just because that's where they were at. And also one other thing is, it's not coming from the Bible, it's coming from the Bible dictionary. And under Ham, it says, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. Now this is the key point. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So anybody who wants to try to say that the Black race, they come from Ham, that's not true. That is not true. He was a progenitor of all the other dark races, just not the Hebrew Israelites. Also, I want to clarify too that I know Christ is Black. I know it. I tried to bring it out in my video. I don't know if I didn't do a good enough job, but I do know that. And I don't think he's a man with a tan. I don't think he's Arab. And I know for sure that he's not a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. So I also wanted to let everybody know I know Christ is Black. So just wanted to get that out there.
So everything that she spoke was truth. It was truth. But it wasn't herself that got these words. It was the Most High that caused her to speak these things. So let's get a precept. Proverbs 20 in verse 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own ways? She didn't understand why she needed to do what she did and the words that she spoke and the truth that she spoke. The Most High caused her to speak these things because it's truth. And the truth has to go out there. John 8:32. It says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. See, because some of our people, they won't listen to people that look like them. It has to take their oppressor to tell them the truth for them to believe it. So now you heard it out of the horse's mouth. You are the real Hebrew Israelites that was brought over here to America and sold unto your enemy. You are not Africans. The Most High, he put a difference between us. You are the children of Israel. And another fact that she made, so-called Jesus is a black man. He's not a white man. You know, the oppressors took this Bible and they changed what so-called Jesus looks like. But this is his true identity, what he looks like. This is Revelations 1:14. It said, and his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His eyes were a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it had burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So he wasn't a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Christ that's made up. So-called Jesus looks, he was a black man, okay? And I got one more precept. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So it's the Most High Spirit that's going to bear witness with your spirit that these words that you hear are truth, and it's going to bear witness that you are the children of Israel.
All right, this is all we got from this video. And I need, sorry, please, my voice. I need clarification because I do not understand some certain parts. Like the people that were taken away from Africans were not Africans, that they were Israelites. I mean, I need clarification. I need to know.
I don't know if you're an Israelite because I don't know what your nationality is. What I would like to say is I know that so-called all Africans over in Africa are not all Africans. There's a lot of Israelites over in Africa. I do know that. I am responding to your requests. You're seeking clarification. I'm going to refer you to Deuteronomy 28 and 68 so we understand who Moses is speaking to. He's not talking to anybody outside of Israel. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So we know that the word Egypt is synonymous for bondage, for captivity, for slavery, okay? It's saying the Lord shall bring us into Egypt again, bondage, again, with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies as bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. So we understand that this scripture is talking about the Israelites. We understand that the people that were sold into captivity on the transatlantic trade slave were Israelites. They were not Africans. We are not Africans. We are not African Americans. We are not black. We are Israelites. We are the children of Israel. That's our true identity. That's our true nationality. That's our true name. Okay? I did leave a comment on your video. You feel free to send me a message or email if you want more clarification, if you want to talk more about this. I don't know if you're an Israelite. You know, I looked at your reaction. I look at the continents because we know in Romans 8 and 16, it say it is the Spirit that bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And I looked at your continents as the truth was being brought out, and your spirit is kind of struggling with this truth. And if you are an Israelite, I will greet you as so, shalom sis. But if you are not an Israelite, I will have to say Revelations 13 and 10 all day long. Okay, so with that being said, this is 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. There is no other way that you could show the Most High Yahweh that you love him other than being obedient and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments and doing what he tells you to do. Shalom.